Hello everyone, this is Greyshot 117 here.
Are you? Are you really?
Yes.
And I am Greyshot 151.
Yeah.
Or the Grey Ranger, as we are known.
Oh god, no. So we went to go see Power Rangers because we needed to cleanse our off life.
Yeah, and I must admit, I'm very happy. I'm first off disappointed we didn't go to see this movie beforehand, but I am glad that we saw this movie in the now hand. Bad jokes aside, our thoughts? I'll start off.
Okay, you go your opinion, now go mine.
I will say this. Now, I never grew up on Power Rangers in respect to the original series. I maybe saw a few episodes. I saw one of the later series, like the spin-off series, kind of like, I think it was like Dino Thunder and such. I saw that when I was like 10 years old. And that's what got, that was me. It's like, oh, cool, dinosaurs. As a Godzilla fan, obviously, that's kind of what won me over. Obviously, the characters it was just a cheesy show with monster fights. And I love that. This movie kind of takes the spirit of that. It's a cheesy movie. The characters you like, and there's a lot of cool action sequences. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the villain. I enjoyed most aspects. There are plot holes, yes, but watching this, I felt like a kid. I felt like I was 10 years old watching the original series. And that is something I will say that I quite enjoyed. And that's something that even like the likes of Kong didn't get me to do. Like, I watched monster movies growing up as a kid, and Kong was like, okay, that's a good movie. But effing Power Rangers made me like really excited. I've seen better fights. Like Pacific Rim had this effect on me. It's like, oh, the cool fight. This effects are nowhere in that ballpark. But it's still cool. Like, it still has a bit of cheese to it.
Yeah, and I do like how they did dig at Transformers and even like Marvel a little bit, but mostly Transformers. Even though the robot itself looks like a kind of weird Transformer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all owned by the same studio, right? Hasbro.
I think this is a different company.
No.
But anyway, so my opinion on this film. I'm a little bit tired. That's why I'm kind of I don't have a ton of energy.
He's currently doing a program at his work, so he's currently doing like a boot camp essentially.
Yeah.
7.5 hours in the classroom and 30 minutes outside. Guess which part is killing him at the moment?
Look up 10 meters of hell. That's what I did today. Anyway, so this movie, I can see why it's cool. I can see why, and I can see the characters are very good. They're surprisingly good, which I did not expect. The story in quite a few parts was actually touching and interesting. The problem with it is it falls into your standard, and maybe it's aiming for this
Hero's Journey.
But yes, and it falls into your like standard kids movie. It's like a power. I know this is gonna sound terrible, in how I'm saying this, but you know how the film is gonna go. There are a couple twists I did not see, but the problem is with being a kids film is the fact that in my opinion they don't explain a lot of stuff, and they just like, yes, of course that happened, because why not? It's not saying it's bad. It's just I found a lot more flaws with it, where my brother was able to appreciate and look beyond those flaws and just look at the film that they made and enjoyed it. I think this movie is cool, but with flaws.
This isn't Logan.
Yeah.
This doesn't have the deep details and such. This isn't meant to be Logan. This isn't meant to be A Monster Calls.
Yeah.
This is meant to be, you go in, you watch basically a whole bunch of group of teenagers fight monsters, then fight bigger monsters, then become a monster.
Not even that. They don't really fight monsters until the very end.
Then midway through.
Like, not midway. They don't, again.
But they
don't fight until the last probably 15 to 20 minutes of the film.
Which was basically the show as well. You got the last 10 minutes for the fight.
That's true, but
Which, by the way, yes, is based off another show, which is Super Sentai. Honestly, though, can we start getting into spoilers?
Yes, so again,
spoilers.
This is our rating. It's cool with flaws. How about that?
Yes, it's cool with flaws.
Yeah.
It's got that edge to
It's
it.
entertaining. It's an entertaining popcorn film. It's a summer film, which is weird. It's coming out in March, but whatever.
Yeah, they should have just waited like 2 weeks, because there's like nothing coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Ghost in the Shell this week.
Yeah. Again, your mileage will vary. If you can deal with kids, some bad jokes, some interesting jokes, some good characters, passable to really good CGI and a kind of generic story, then you got it. Any case, let's get on to the spoilers.
First off, just for the first spoiler I want to go into, there's an opening sequence featuring, I thought, really cool, which is how the Power Rangers got to Earth. I actually quite enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was different.
Really cool, because I was like, how they're going to set up, and then I
saw...
So
the defending the Earth, and then Rita comes in.
Millions of years ago, and I was like, oh, that's why they're dinosaurs. Like, that kind of stuff worked.
Yeah.
It worked better than Transformers.
Here's my problem.
I'll say that.
Here's my big problem. Here's my huge problem with this.
Go on.
So, he defeats Rita by calling in, I guess, an airstrike via meteors or something. I don't know. Even though their ship crashed. So, I don't know how the hell they called in meteors to hit it. Maybe that's something that's Power Rangers. I don't know.
I think it was the ship.
The ship crashed behind him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, that was something like, can we call them meteors too?
I was expecting a bigger meteor.
And maybe that killed the Earth. I don't know. The other thing was, so they okay, so actually, before I go in that, so the Jock character pulls a prank with a cow. Sorry, not cow. A bull.
Yes.
Which is it went on a little too much. Anyway.
What? No, it was good.
When they did a flashlight in the dick, I'm like, all right, you're too much. Anyway, he gets in a car. Again, I don't get why people are like, let's go for the most extreme car accident possible, or let's just go for a simple car accident and have realistic. Doctor Strange had the most unrealistic car accident I've ever seen.
He was dead. Dead.
That guy was dead. That guy was screwed.
This one, though,
he would lost more than hands.
This one, he hit a car and flipped.
He was going. I will say that
2 or 3 times.
It was like a pinball.
Did you hear about the plane that flipped like 5 times? People lived in that.
But I'm just saying, all he did was hit a car, and I'm just like, what? Anyway, so he injures his knee. He's no longer a Jock quarterback because he, lost pretty much. And now he's in detention and also on probation
because of a stupid prank gone wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So he goes to detention. He meets a few other people.
Specifically, I will admit, he has a reaction with this bully character, which you see later in the film. But
that was great.
That was fantastic. That. His reaction to that was like, he fucking bitch smacks him across the face. Did you just smack me? He's like, yeah, I did. And you're not going. And you're now going to sit back in your chair. You're going to sit the hell away from him. You're going to sit the hell away from me. And he just walks. And it's like, yeah. This is the Jock. This is a guy that has been training on a football team. You're not gonna fucking mess with him, even if he's like.
Again, there are.
It was great,
and also Billy Cranston, the new again. Oh my!
Distant cousin to Brian.
He was in. Again, probably the best part. He was the best part about this movie.
Yeah,
he was honestly the best part about this movie.
He kind of was like Drax because he couldn't lie. He had to say
a little bit, but he was human enough to where I'm like, I can believe this character exists because I've dealt with those people.
He was also it was kind of working as he's also the first one that he's able to turn into a Power Ranger, and it works with his character.
Yeah,
because he's very simple.
Yeah,
he's very to the point.
That's not saying he's dumb. He's really smart.
God, no, he's not. He's not like. He just has, like, a few deficiencies. Like, he can't, like, register, like, sarcasm or humor. Yeah. And it's because he's so direct and just goes to the point that I think he figures out how to do it first, which I liked.
So it's like, why is he in detention? He's been blowing up stuff to get rare items, and he accidentally blew up his locker, which I thought was like, okay, that's pretty fucking hilarious.
The character. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He's just like, I didn't know I was not supposed to bring a bomb to school. Like, it's like, oh God, I'm surprised he's not expelled after that one. Yeah,
but then you have the other, I forget, what's her name?
There's Trinity. She's the one that...
Sorry, Trinity. Who's Trinity?
She's the one. She was the loner.
Oh, you have Trinity the loner, who is like she feels off from her family.
I don't know what the other two names were.
By the way, I think she's a loner because she's gay. Or bi or something. They kind of hint that, but that's about it.
Well, she said she's a loner because she always transfers from different schools.
Yeah.
Therefore, she doesn't get a connection to anyone. And she also feels out of place of her own family because her family is quote unquote normal, whereas they don't understand her. Oh, which by the way works very well with her character because she is the Yellow Ranger. Do you know what the thing with the Yellow Ranger is?
No.
So, Super Sentai is what this show is based off. It was essentially a Japanese superhero show. Think basically Power Rangers. All the action sequences were taken from the show, and then American actors basically filled in for like all the other stuff. The reason why I say this is in the Japanese version, there's only one female version. What are you doing?
I want to see how long it would take you.
There was only one female in the group, and that was the pink one.
Yeah.
The yellow one was a guy.
Yep.
So they make note. They make note of the film, which with the character, which works. But then they also her brothers make note. Oh, I want to be the red one. No, I want to be the blue one.
I want to be the yellow one.
What about the? And then the girl's like, "What about the yellow one?" And she's like, and they're like, "Yeah, he's cool." And then she just looks at them like, "You little." You know, that was me. I saved you. I saved mom and dad.
He could be a she. And it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Also, I love that. Okay, there's also okay. Here's my other thing. Throughout the film, these kids get in. Eventually, they get their powers and uncover the ship,
and the Zords
with
the singing nuns.
The singing nuns was actually a little bit funny, but
that was. If there was one moment, just go look it up, because if you don't want to tell if you like.
By the way,
movie,
how no one see that blue Zord, I don't know. But look.
They probably thought they were seeing a mirage.
Here's a gigantic
these nuns probably
spoiler.
thought it was a sign from God, like dinosaurs. It was creationist.
Here's a gigantic spoiler for you. All of them die. Like all of them die 40 minutes in the film. From they get hit by a goddamn train after uncovering their powers, and I'm like.
Did you really do that?
They just killed all the Power Rangers. Holy God, they just killed the Power Rangers. And then, of course, they all wake up. I'm like, who the fuck brought them all to their beds? And that's never explained.
Well, yeah, I think the crystals, the little guys, because they morphed, because they glowed.
So, wait, are you telling me?
When they died, I think. But, okay.
It went.
Hold on. I'm going to explain this right now.
All right.
It's a very common trope, or maybe not common, but it's commonplace in Japan. Superheroes, essentially, when they die, they get the power of a superhero. For instance, in the Ultraman, which is one of the most famous instances of essentially a human person that turns into a giant to stop monsters. This is like the precursor to Power Rangers. I'm 90% sure, 99% sure. Ultraman kind of set the stage for this, and that's kind of what Power Rangers is kind of based off of. But Ultraman, the original character, was a fighter pilot who died. Basically, Ultraman was coming down. Hold on. Ultraman was coming down, accidentally killed him.
All right.
And he installed his life force into this person.
Okay.
And when he awoke, he basically could turn into Ultraman.
That's great. How the fuck did they get back to their beds without them knowing?
I'm pretty sure that the things just kind of subconsciously morphed them, and then they just ran back, because they had superpowers when they woke up. Basically, super strength, super durability, super speed.
Again, not explained, but that's a great explanation.
It's not explained, but it's shown, because you see the glow, and that same glow is shown when they transform.
Again, I don't know. Anyway,
you've been missing a lot of little details in these movies.
No, the glow. It's just,
I recommend
the glow just means the power's working. It doesn't mean that the artificial intelligence Alpha 5, who had no idea, somehow got them each back to their beds without them even knowing, waking up.
I'm pretty sure it just morphed and they went home.
I'm surprised they weren't asleep and just walked through a wall.
Listen. This armor probably just had an autopilot mode. Let's be honest now. They just went back.
Okay, now you're making up stuff.
Well, no, what I mean is the armor just went around them, and they went back subconsciously.
Anyway,
the van was wrecked.
Yeah. Also, the mom never questioned or asked about that van again.
Yeah. She probably was mad.
Oh, by the way, there's a whole murder spree in town.
He probably said it was stolen. You can't lie. That's an awkward one.
There you go. Also, Rita Repulsa just gets picked up at the same time by a bunch of fishermen, a.k.a. Zach's dad, who's a fisherman and kind of disappointed in him.
You could make note it's almost like a hint of destiny in a sense. When the Power Rangers return, she returns as well. Otherwise, I would like to note, after 65 million... After 65 million years, you're telling me she hasn't moved from that spot?
That's also another thing.
Which I think it just ties in with this whole idea of destiny, that these 5 were chosen and that Rita was going to return.
Like the current didn't take her away. Also, she's a shriveled up, husk.
I did there was a note when demonstrating what Rita can do. They had there's a sequence in Teen Titans, like the original one, not the horrible one now, in which case Raven's father basically ashifies the entire world. It's like lava, debris and everyone's basically ash people. They basically did that.
Yeah. Once again, kind of just saying, so they can they can see the future. That's a thing.
I also want to know.
Or do they just know Rita's back, so they're like, okay, this is what Rita's gonna do.
I think he showed him what Rita was going to do or trying to do, because she wanted the power that the crystal.
In 11 days, we know exactly how much time it'll take Rita to get gold.
That is true. Again, this movie has flaws.
Oh, no.
I have no argument.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed this film. Like, again, the part where, and again, if you haven't heard of this, Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme.
Not as bad as I thought.
Sponsor, again, played a big part.
Yes, the life crystal is under Krispy Kreme.
It's up there in, like, Michael Bay with the Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever, where Mark Wahlberg just drinks it out of freaking nowhere and just, like, shot, throw it, Pepsi or Coke, move on. So this isn't that bad, but when they're saying, when Rita's like, where is it? Where is she? I'm kidding.
Where's Rachel?
Anyway, and she's like, and then
it's like under the Krispy Kreme. It's like, it must be of the most valued.
It's it's like that. I'm like, oh god.
My god, yeah. Then they have her eat one, but I will admit, the most infamous shot of this will probably be Rita eating a donut inside
and just Goldar smashing.
But I honestly liked the scene because she's like, basically that's how smug she is. She's like, I'll just eat this. Smash, and then literally around her the thing smashes the building down.
I like her three entrees. Gold, she eats gold. People, she sucks the life force out of people, and donuts. That's all you need to win Rita Repulsa's heart, who was kind of,
which by the way was like the love interest of Zara. I'm not sure if they made that in the series,
okay,
but I like that.
Her character
also,
she was over the top,
but it worked.
Yeah, okay, I'll say it worked.
It worked. Because again,
she was an evil villain. And I'm like, all right, this works.
They also fought her, and she absolutely destroyed them in handcuffs because she was a Green Ranger.
It was a quick fight.
Yeah. Again, they hinted about the Green Ranger betraying them. Seed, or the seed of evil, or the green with evil, or something.
Yeah.
They made note of that with her, which I thought was a nice. If they do a sequel, that would most likely be the one where they get the Green Ranger, betrays them, and comes back. Having her a Green Ranger and then come and like betray the team trying to edge for power, was on the nose, but it tied back to Zardon also being back in the ship, which I liked how he was able to connect it with Alpha 5.
Also, Zardon being like, I need you to morph so I can come back to life from being in this wall, so I can get my body back. And of course, by the way, Billy dies. Billy does die. They say he dies. Also, I love how 4 people with super strong ability takes that much to lift the goddamn.
I think they were doing it out of respect.
I know, but I'm just like I'm nitpicking at that point. But in any capacity,
listen,
it's like I could bring myself back, or I can. So I can. My matrix is in the computer, and I can either make a body and put it in there, or I can bring this guy back from the dead. Okay.
He chose the selfless. Okay. By the way, this guy was a Power Ranger. He was selfless, and he was
that
really
is
known
true.
to respect life.
That is true. But are you telling me?
Also, Bryan Cranston does a good job.
Are you telling me that they can't make a robot body for him?
That'll be in the sequel.
That would be amazing if, like, you have Bryan Cranston in a robot body fighting with the Power Rangers.
Just shaved. He's like, say my name, Zardon. But yeah, no. Again. Then it all ends up with this massive fight with Goldar, which I actually like Goldar. I thought it would be cheesy from the toys. I saw that. I was like, oh god. But actually in the light, it makes perfect sense. Like, she uses the elements around her to manifest these monsters. And she uses gold because I'm guessing that's her, like, what she uses for life force.
Also, how much fucking gold did it take to make Goldar? Just think about that mining company if they would have actually dug
would have dug in, because they were getting rid of the mine.
Yep. Think how much again. There's enough to make a giant monster. People, think how much money you would make. And all those people are like, "We're closing the mine. We don't need it. There's no gold down there."
I would also like to note that town is now going to be effing rich.
Oh,
because there is now a giant swamp of gold in the middle of town, which is going to harden.
Yep.
They're going to be. They can pay back the entire
get my
town.
sunglasses, relax, and we're buying the town, locking it down, and calling it Power
They don't
Rangerville.
need anything else. Like, the whole U.S. government could go down and be like, we'll rebuild your town, and then some with all this gold. It's like, It's one of the movies where I say the destruction was worth the end cost because they're like, we lost the like
we
half
got
the
more money.
Yeah, it's like we're all
We're
like
gonna
filthy
make
rich.
We will make the biggest Krispy Kreme you've ever seen.
We will make Angel Cove great again. Is Angel Cove?
Angel Grove.
Angel Grove great again.
Oh God.
Which also was a play on, I
Yeah.
thought. But in any case, final thoughts with this movie. I again enjoyed it greatly.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't Logan.
This isn't award-winning.
This isn't the Oscar-worthy Suicide Squad.
This is a fun teen action movie about
that if
nostalgia.
you know about Power Rangers,
Yes.
you'll get. There's quite a few moments you'll get a lot of nostalgia out of it.
Yeah.
There's some good jokes. The characters are solid, and yeah, there's. I mean, again,
there are plenty of flaws, but
it is by far better than Life.
But here's the thing: Life went like this, and it was going up. And again, the problem with Life is just a fucking 180, where it's so good. When it gets terrible, you're like, oh my God! It's like you have a delicious sandwich, and then you just start vomiting from poison.
Well, no, it's like you're eating. I remember this. Someone said this in a review one time. You're eating a fantastic soup, and then halfway through, you pick it up, and you notice there's a goddamn hair, and not one you'd find on your head, and you're just like, well, I'm running to the bathroom and loading everything into the toilet, and that was Life. It was such a good thing, and then it just let it all loose in a horrible
half
fashion.
act, not the final, not the ending, just the last 50% of that film I did not like.
Whereas Power Rangers,
it was consistently.
You're going to a Taco Bell,
yeah,
and they make a good dish, and you're like, hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you still probably not going to feel great after? Possibly. But it was still enjoyable, and you'll have good memories of eating that food, so you'll go back to the Taco Bell, most likely.
Yes.
And will you regret it after that time?
Probably.
Definitely. But you'll still enjoy it, and you'll still go back.
Exactly.
So Power Rangers is the Taco Bell of the movie industry right now.
Exactly.
And it's one I will prefer over Transformers or like G.I. Joe, like any of those, like the other movies they've tried to redo.
I am interested in seeing a sequel. I will say that.
Yeah, I'm totally
and
fine
no,
with the
it's not just because there was a giant monster in it.
Though the last action sequence definitely was worth it. I will say it doesn't do anything original, but it's just entertaining.
Yeah, it's an entertaining popcorn film with plenty of flaws, but it's consistent enough and good enough with characters throughout that I did not care.
Yes.
In any case, this has been
Kong versus Megazord. Who wins?
Kong.
Easily.
This has been Greyshot 117
and Greyshot 151, and we'll see you next time where we will do a review of
the
Ghost.
Quap Sword.
Huh?
The Quap Sword.
What's the Quap? Oh no! Oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell, most likely. So stay tuned for that one.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you next time, guys.